Super Bowl 60, and we've got a great matchup in store. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals taking on the champions from the NFC, the Atlanta Falcons. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. Through the middle of the field. Inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Falcons are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Folk. And that makes the score 7-0. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed, and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team the best chance to win.
Now Burrow loses the football. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go. 180. Hot. Hot. Hot.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of the Super Bowl, and he picks up the 1st down.
Let's get set. 180. Back.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the 1st down.
At the 17-yard line.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Gun.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Fine, ready?
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Falcons' 18-yard line.
Stop.
Burrow will throw. And he's got it. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
That's another Bengals 1st down. 1st down and goal to go.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Brings up second and goal at the 2-yard line.
Here we go.
Brown trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Here we go. 11 MT, 11 MT.
P-Line will take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
That's a great response here in this first quarter. And what I like about it is how they put this drive together. The other guys scored quickly to start the game, but this was smart football to not feel like you have to go out and score quickly yourself. So they worked the ball down the field, took their time, and finished with the touchdown run.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. They definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Took right, took right. Right.
We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. Second quarter coming your way next. 7-all is the score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports.
Look for signal. Four down, four down.
Throwing is Wilson. And complete to Drake London. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one good for 37 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Hey, 0-0-0. Start.
Now Wilson. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Folk connects on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
On one, ready?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
First and 10
11.
at the 28-yard line.
Gun. Stop. 180. Stop.
This is Brown going up the middle. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
180. 12. 12. 12. Stop.
Here's Burrow. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
180. 180. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. Stop.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. He'll try and do this himself. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Mike Gfgtgt, 27 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
19.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a 1st down.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Falcons.
2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. Now Wilson changing the play. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Go 14.
Here's Wilson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go. Alert.
Wilson. Njoku. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 13-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Zebra. Hold those special. Front left. 95. Start.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. Brings up 4th down.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points.
Looked like an issue with the snap, and he pulled it wide left. It's no good.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And through one half at least, this Super Bowl has been everything it was cracked up to be. All tied. What's your key for them, Charles, in the second half?
Simplicity, partner, because in the Super Bowl, with the extra time at halftime, I think some stats get caught up in trying to design too many things. It's all tied up. They have to remember what they did to get here, put that back into play here in the second half, and I think they'll be all right.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard of the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
11.
Now Burrow. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down.
Can.
They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you got to call that both ways.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
1st and 10 at the
11, mighty. 11.
Burrow looking to pass.
Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area.
Here we go.
And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
An inside give, Brown. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's good for a Bengals touchdown.
Right back to Brown.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Brown. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Chase Brown taking it in from a yard out. And the Bengals have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14.
Falcons 14.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 90 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Here's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10.
Here's Wilson to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Now Wilson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. Wilson.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, where the second half, that's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Back to the ground with Robinson. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. We are through 3 here in Super Bowl 60. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
12. Who's the team? Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Friday.
To throw is Wilson.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Here's the sneak with Wilson. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone.
Well, I think the effort was there, but sometimes the defense is just a little bit better. No gain on the quarterback sneak, no place to go.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. In motion left, the tight end.
They get this out left.
Touchdown! Olamide Zaccheaus. A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter.
This Super Bowl, it has had it all so far. All tied 4th quarter as it kicks away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Here we go.
And this Super Bowl has been as good as advertised. Probably one of the best that we've seen in recent memory. All even here in this 4th quarter. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
2nd and 10.
Gun.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted.
Down the right sideline.
And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
After the interception, here's Wilson.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And in the second half of the tie game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
Now a 2nd and 10. Wilson wants a different look. Robinson up the middle.
And he'll find his way down right around the 12. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Robinson.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
115 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
But sometimes, Brandon, it's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. Now it's Wilson. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now.
And the Falcons have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And they will take a 7-point lead. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And this will be a touchback as that. Sails over the end line.
35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And space tough to come by there as they get maybe a yard to the 37.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
2nd down, 8 yards to go.
Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, complete. It's Flowers.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Well, just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. Well, he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Who wants it more? This is 4th and a yard.
Gun. 11, mighty. 180.
Throwing, Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
12.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Here's 1st down.
1st and 10
Here we go.
29-yard line.
Burrow. Right to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
The clock reading 40 seconds. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Hey, Can. 11, Thomas. Shot.
Now Burrow.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Troy Anderson.
And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
So they get the interception, and almost as importantly, a big return after that.
And who was the guy that saved the touchdown, partner? The guy who threw the interception. A lot of times, he just gives it the old Olay, but give him credit. He went old school. He was determined not to make this a pick six, and he got there in time to make the tackle.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end lift that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle in the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs.
This is 1st and 10.
11 MT, Kate. 11 MT. Here we go.
To throw, Burrow.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
This ball intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Watts. And the Falcons are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game.
And it's over. The Lombardi Trophy belongs to the Falcons. Yes, the Atlanta Falcons are the Super Bowl champions. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
Commissioner Goodell going to make the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy to the Atlanta Falcons. They are your Super Bowl 60 champions. So that'll conclude another captivating season of the NFL on EA Sports. So for Charles Davis and all the hardworking men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying good night from Santa Clara.